so long, and now I'm in it for the win. When I touch down in London, that's when my journey begins. So here I go, I won't look back. The choice is mine to be the best. The time is now to make all these dreams last forever. So here I go, I won't look back. The choice is mine to be the best. The time is now to make all these dreams last forever. There's so much to do there. I have nothing left to fear. I can't stop thinking about the future. I see my path is so clear. So here I go, I won't look back. The choice is mine to be the best. The time is now to make all these dreams last forever. So here I go, I won't look back. The choice is mine to be the best. The time is now to make all these dreams last forever. Forever BEO.
Welcome everyone. First of all, thank you so much for being here. I know we have had a lot of sessions already and that you have joined in different topics and different teachers and you have had this amazing experience. My name is Sofia Ferreira. I'm a sales representative for Mexico City and BEOworld. I'm very excited to be here today because I have the amazing opportunity and the honor of introducing you to an amazing teacher and a professor that not only has competed with us for several years, but she's a champion, okay? She's a champion of 3 years, 2016, 17, and 18. She's been an educator for over 28 years, and she's a mom of 2 teenagers. So that for me is amazing because I was a teenager and I know how hard we make our moms' lives in those years. So she's really, really amazing, and I'm really happy to introduce her today. Her name is Laura Ulloa, and she's been working as a coordinator for the Liceo Secretarial Bilingüe since 2013. And she has participated with us in BEOworld since 2016. So today we have the amazing opportunity to talk with her, to listen to her experiences. She's gonna give us some tips, so pay attention because this is gonna be amazing. This is gonna be a really good opportunity for everyone who has already traveled with us, for everyone who's new and don't know what to do when they're taking their students to WE or how to prepare them, because we know it's not that easy as everyone thinks, right? To take kids from different ages. So she's an amazing person that I had the pleasure of working with this past week. And well, without further ado, Laura, the microphone is all yours. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Sophia. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. It is a real honor to be with you today, sharing all these tips about which is an amazing competition. I hope all of you gain some insight from our experience. I know that some of you have already gone to and some of you is the first time you're going to be there. But this is going to be useful for everybody, so I hope everybody has fun today. So let's begin by talking a little bit about what is, okay? Is the World English Experience. It is an international competition where students face different challenges competing against schools from all around the world. When I began participating, it was only Latin America, Mexico, Colombia, Chile, Ecuador, Costa Rica, Guatemala. But as it has grown, because the competition has grown a lot, we have started to have participants from Asia and Europe also, Ukraine, Japan, China, if I'm not wrong, Russia, Italy. So it has become a real international competition. And believe me, our students are really, really happy to share this time with all these persons. When we talk about normally they introduce you to two competitions, but actually I divided in three. The first is the academic program, which is the 10 to 15 hours of lessons that students receive over there in the UK at the school where they are staying. And with these lessons, they prepare for the Oxford Tutorial College certificate. This is a certificate that will measure their level of English, okay? From A1 to C1, according to the Common European Framework of Reference. And depending on how they do, well, that's the level they get. They get a placement test at the beginning, and they go to different classes with teachers from the UK. But the interesting thing is that they don't know if they're advanced, intermediate, or beginners, because they don't give you, oh, these are advanced or these are intermediate. Instead, they write funny names in the classes. For example, Charles Chaplin, Paul McCartney, Hugh Grant, Hugh Jackman, or the Beatles, or U2, or something like that. So students really are in a class with a funny name. So they don't have, or they are not tagged as intermediate, advanced, or beginner. So I think that is really, really nice. The second part of is the competitions, okay? They have changed. You have no idea how these competitions have changed since we began. They started with things like the Spotlight, which was a talent show. I know that the talent show is still going on. We had the Country Spotlight, which then changed to Tourist Board, and now it's How We See Our Community. But there were other competitions that I really, really enjoyed that are no longer taking place. Some of them were the Quick Wit, which was a question and answer competition where students were given different information capsules throughout the whole preparation process. And then when they got to this competition, there were teams, and the one who answered the most correct would be the winner. That was an amazing competition. We also had the song contest. In this contest, students had to prepare an act, like those in the program Glee. I don't know if some of you saw Glee. They had to not only sing, but also perform the songs. So that was also amazing. It was incredible to watch all that talent singing, putting acts together. It was beautiful. Another of those competitions is the Think on Your Feet. This was awesome also. Well, as you can see, I love all the competitions. But this was awesome because it was sports that are played in the UK. Like, for example, lacrosse or cricket. So it was this company that would come to campus, and they would divide by schools, and they would participate in these sports. It was really, really funny, and students had a lot of fun. But now, as I said, the competitions have changed, and the names have also changed. Nowadays, what you're going to have for 2021, 2022, I suppose, and other years is How We See Our Community. That is similar to the Tourist Board, but now we are going to talk about a community in our country and how we can help that community. We have How We See Art, where students have to create a work of art, and through that work of art, they have to communicate or transmit information to the rest. We see How We See Our Talent. This is interesting because students are going to go interview other students in the competition and learn about their talents, okay? And as always, we have the Mystery Challenge. That is a common competition every year where students are given a kit with materials and then given a challenge to complete. It can be to build a bridge with straws, or it can be to build the highest tower that they have with spaghetti, or to create a sculpture or an iconic landmark from the UK, things like that, with certain materials that they are given. In this competition, you're going to see all of the skills put into action. You're going to see leadership, you're going to see creativity, you're going to see organization, you're going to see tolerance, patience, teamwork, collaboration, because students really get together in this competition to face this challenge. However, one important thing to take into consideration, teachers are not allowed in the room. In this competition, students have to work alone. They have to show how all the skills that they have been working on in the preparation come together for them to complete a challenge. So this is really nice. If you remember, I mentioned the spotlight. The spotlight is the talent show. In the beginning years, it used to be part of the overall score. But lately, it was taken away from the overall competition. And now you do have to compete if you want to, but it is awarded separately. The scores you get in that competition does not sum up for the total score for the winner. But it is also a great competition. Students have so much fun. They can dance, they can sing, they can perform a play, they can do, I don't know, any kind of act that shows a talent, like playing an instrument. They can perform it there in the spotlight and they're gonna be awarded a prize. So it's nice. All the competitions together make all of this experience really beautiful. And most importantly, I know the students have fun. Even though they are stressed, because obviously everybody wants to win, they are also having fun, okay? And the third part, which is the one that I added, is the activities and field trips. 5 competitions, that's not that much for 15 days that we're gonna be in the UK. So the amazing team of BEO World and Oxford put together activities where students can sign up and participate during their stay. Some of these activities are the science and drama clubs. We have karaoke, we have disco, we have the zombie run, we have the color run. The color run is really funny. We have the Instagram challenge, which is made by the BEO ambassadors. And we also have the international night, the football competition. But of all of those activities, the one I like the most is the international night. That night, all the teams participating in We at School have to set up a stand where they present traditional food, traditional music, traditional instruments, the traditional clothing from their countries. And what people do, the rest of the students and teachers, we go around the place learning about other cultures. We even get samples of traditional candies or traditional food from the country. And it's really funny because students get to network and meet a lot of people from different places and they learn. At the same time that they're having fun, they are learning. So I love the international night. It's really interesting. So for those of you who are going next year and are going for the first time, make sure you prepare something really spectacular so that students get to know your culture, okay? And the field trips. We always go to 2 or 3 cities that are nearby the school we're staying, one of them being Oxford or Cambridge, depending on which is closer. And then the other 2 other iconic cities. We have gone to Norwich, to Brighton, to Colchester, to Ipswich, to Reading, to Bath. We have gone to several cities. And what you learn there is their culture, their history, the landmarks, the people, famous people who have lived there. And they give you a tour around the city. As an advice, because you know, anybody can do whatever they want, but as an advice, I really suggest that you don't miss the part of culture, the part where they explain what the town is, why is it important, what makes it, I don't know, colonial, or what makes it medieval, or stuff like that, because you learn a lot. And as I have always believed, sometimes the best learning happens outside the classroom. And we really helps us with this. With all the tours that we make, we really learn a lot. So these field trips tend to be really nice. We also go to London. A lot of times we go to London, so don't worry, you're gonna get to meet and to visit a lot of things. In London, you're gonna go to places like the London Eye, the West End Musical. Beautiful place. It's like being in Broadway in the United States, but in the UK. Excellent place that you can see there. We go to museums. We get the Royalty Walk where we get to go to Buckingham Palace. We also go to Oxford Street. So yes, students do go shopping, teachers too. So we do go shopping, and we do have enough time to go shopping. So don't worry if in a certain place you don't get the opportunity to shop. On the next outing, you're gonna shop. It's more than enough time to shop, believe me. I know what I'm telling you. And sometimes for some students, it's even not enough. Students would like more shopping. But as I said, a little advice, don't skip learning about the city because students wanna go shopping. There's time for everything, so we just need to find a balance. One of the important things about the field trips, and honestly, I don't know if that's gonna be allowed next year, but it was a plus when we went, is that if you don't wanna take one of the pre-arranged tours, you can go to your activity leader, and this person is going to prepare a plan for you. They already have a plan A, plan B, plan C for everybody. But you can go and say, for example, you know what, I don't wanna go to Oxford Street today. I would like my students to go to Camden or to Greenwich or to Notting Hill, if it's not part of the tour. So yes, you can make these arrangements with the activity leader, and it is possible. And don't forget, we get to go to the Harry Potter adventure in Warner Brothers Studios. Incredible. I am a fan of Harry Potter, so I really enjoyed it. But if you're not a fan, you're also gonna enjoy it. It's really, really nice, and all the scenery and all the props and the things that you're gonna see there, it's amazing. Okay, so don't miss it. So this is a little bit about we. Now let's go to my we experience. What I can tell you about we that is gonna motivate you to wanna go, okay? To begin with, our adventure began in 2015. 2015, because that was a year when we got the visit from people from the UK trying to present BEO. We were invited to BEO. However, that year we already had other engagements, and it was a lot of preparation beforehand. So we didn't have enough time to prepare for BEO, so we politely declined the invitation. However, a couple of days later, I received a call from somebody in Mexico from the BEO World offices inviting us to WE, telling us that this was also a competition that they sponsored, but that it required less advanced preparation. It was mostly on campus, so that maybe if we had less to prepare, we could participate. So I took a look at the program and I said, yeah, this is something we can do. So we decided to accept. And every year since, we have put together teams to participate in WE. Since I'm gonna tell this experience from my perspective, this is what has worked for us. However, I am 100% sure that you have your own method of doing this and it also works. However, I'm gonna share what has worked for us at Liceo Secretarial Bilingüe, okay? We begin with selection of students. In our school, teachers start suggesting the students that they think would make the most out of this adventure. And it is not necessarily students who have the best English or students who have the most money and can pay this. No, students who have all the talents and skills required to succeed, or those students that are going to need this adventure to change, to make a change in their lives, to make a change in their behavior. So they start suggesting students, but of course, everybody who wants to participate can sign up, okay? So normally we get about 50 applicants, and after they have all written down their names on the list, they go through an interview with me. In this interview, I ask them about their skills, what they can contribute to the team, why they want to go, if their parents know she's applying for this program, and so on. So after all around the 50 interviews that we make, I go to, we send a letter to parents, We send a letter to parents telling them that we have accepted her daughter in the program. Of the 50 interviews that we make, we end up accepting around 20 or 25 students, more or less. So we send letters to parents and invite them to a general meeting to tell them a little bit about what WE is. After the meeting, we give them a few days to confirm their participation in WE. When I say confirm, that means that they fill out the sign-up sheet and they send the money for the sign-up, the $700 that they have to pay. So from those 20 to 25 students, normally the group reduces to 16, 8, 13. It has varied, but we have taken teams of 8 up to 16 students in the different years we have participated. So after that, we make another meeting with parents to tell them the specific information. For example, the price of the program, where we're going to be staying, the kind of competition, when we're going to prepare, and so on. So this brings us to the preparation for the competition. Since the school year in Guatemala ends in October, we start preparing for WE in November. We go every weekday from 8 to 12 to prepare for the different competitions that we can prepare ahead of time. For example, in my case, it was the tourist board. We could prepare the tourist board here in Guatemala, so we would prepare it. Also the spotlight, we would prepare a dancing act or any other talent with our students so that they were ready for WE. But not only that, we also make team building activities, because as you know, the students are not all of the same age. We have students from 13 up to 17 in our case. I have seen other schools that take kids from 8 years old to 17. They're totally crazy, but I respect that, okay? So you just have to take that into consideration, okay? You have to consider the ages. So in these team building activities, what we do is we try to integrate all our team members so that they respect each other. Not because I'm the older or the oldest in the team, I'm gonna be the know-it-all, or I'm gonna be the leader because I'm the oldest. No, we need to see what skills and talent each student has for them to have a particular role. And not because you're the youngest in the team means that you're gonna be left out and that you just have to be a follower and do everything the other ones tell you to do. No, what we do is integrate them as a team and make sure that all of them respect everybody's opinions, all are tolerant, all are empathic, they are solidary, they are creative, and so on. But these team building activities that we make have really, really helped us prepare our students. In this preparation for the competition, I think that one of the aspects that has made us succeed so much is that we haven't taken WE as an extracurricular program. Instead, we have adopted WE as a school project. So everybody in school is involved, from the students and the janitors all the way up to our principal. Everybody is involved in this competition. For example, when we had the song contest, the music teacher would come to our preparation time in November, and she would help the students with their voices, finding, tuning, breathing to sing, and all of that. The sports teacher would give them routines to practice sports in order to get stamina and be able to withhold all the competitions, because the schedule is long. You get up at around 5 a.m. in the morning and you go to bed around 1 a.m. So it's really long. So they do need their stamina to be able to hold on. So as you can see, everybody is involved, not only the group leader. The group leader is like the leader of the team, but everybody is involved, okay? And finally, we go to WE. When we go to WE, we try to give our best. 100%, 120, whatever is needed for us to do our best. Of course, our objective is to win, but what happens over there, that's another story. But we go in with our mind set on winning. So we prepare for that, we give our best in the performances, but most importantly, we have fun. That's the most important thing you have to take into consideration. Have fun. Okay, so besides this, this pre-process, okay, and then going to WE, there are certain things that I would suggest you take into consideration. Every school has the objective clear. If your objective is that you want to go to participate in the competitions and win, perfect, go and win. But your objective as a group leader has to be aligned with the school's objective. You cannot be thinking about winning and the school just thinking about go over there and have fun. You have to be aligned, you know, so that everybody is on the same page. But if your objective is just to go get the English certificate, fine, just go and prepare for the English certificate. As long as the objectives are aligned, you're gonna be great. You're gonna be successful in whatever you aim for, okay? Be clear on the guidelines you give everybody, starting parents. Parents are a very important point here because they want to get involved. They want to give their opinion. They want us to make whatever they want us to make. And it's not like that, you know? The guidelines are set by school and we share these guidelines with parents for them to follow them. A small example with the guidelines we make parents follow. For example, in the airport, parents in our school are not allowed to go into the airport with their kids. They have to say goodbye at the airport door. And crossing that airport door, the group leader becomes the authority with the group, okay? And our parents, thank God, have been really nice about this, and they say goodbye at the door, and then we go in with the team. So that is really, really nice. Other guidelines to follow. I'm gonna tell you an anecdote I had for this. I had a parent who wanted me to give him the whole schedule of classes of her daughter because he wanted to call her every time she had a recess. And I was like, what? Seriously? No, I told him, let your daughter be. Part of the idea of going on this trip is for your daughter to learn to be independent. And if you're calling her every 20 minutes, every 30 minutes, she's not gonna be independent. And he said, oh, but it's just that she's the first time she's gonna travel alone, the first time she's gonna travel without us. And I said, don't worry, the group leader is gonna be there with your daughter. If anything happens, believe me, we're gonna call you. But if you start calling your daughter every single minute, I'm gonna take your daughter's phone away. So they were like, what? So it's kind of funny, and I know not everybody can do that with parents, but as I said, this is what works with us. It has worked with us, and parents have been really open about this with their daughters. So just be clear with the guidelines, and you have to be the first one to follow the guidelines, okay? Motivation, you need to be a motivator. You need to motivate your students. There are gonna be days when they are preparing for the competition when they're gonna be low or tired, or they don't wanna wake up. Oh, it's too early, let's begin later. Because they're gonna be tired, but you have to motivate them. You have to encourage them. You have to tell them, no, come on, let's go, we're gonna win. Come on, let's do this. You're great, you're doing great. And even if they're not doing that great, you still have to tell them that they're doing great because they rely on you. You are like the person they look for whenever they have these kind of doubts. So you have to be a motivator. And what other motivation for us than getting an all expenses paid trip to Europe? For me, that's motivation enough, you know? So don't worry, you're gonna be great. Take into consideration the student's age, okay? Students, as I said in a few minutes ago, range from 8 years old all the way to 17. So you have to make sure that they integrate, that the age differences are not gonna mark situations like bullying, for example, or that students are left out of opinions or stuff like that. Just make sure that you integrate your team, that you take advantage of everybody's capabilities, everybody's skills. You have no idea how creative the younger kids can be. I've seen it in other schools, as I said. I don't take younger kids, but other schools do, and I have seen how creative they can be. So just make sure of that. Your role, wow. What can I tell you about your role? Your role is multitasker. That's your role. Because you're gonna begin being a group leader, a teacher, a coach, a therapist, a mother, a father in case you're male. You're gonna be a shoulder to cry on, a confident, oof. And this is just the beginning. Once you go on your trip with your students, you are the person they look for. You are the person they are going to talk to. So you need to create that rapport with your students to avoid any kind of conflict. When the team doesn't get along well with the teacher, it is evident in their participation. Not that everybody does that, but there have been a few situations where we have been able to see it, that the team does not get along well with the teacher, and it is reflected there. So you need to make rapport with your students, become that parent, that confident, that friend that they know they need at that moment in order to succeed, okay? The next couple of things I'm gonna talk about are less direct, but you also need to take them into consideration. First is the flight or travel itinerary. I know that everybody can choose how to travel. That is definite. But I really, really suggest as a tip that you fly with the BEO agency. Why? We have done it for the past 4 or 5 years that we've participated, and we don't have to worry about anything. You have no idea. They take care of everything. They book the flight. They sit all the students together. If you miss a connection, they take care of it. In one opportunity, we lost luggage. We lost luggage for 3 students. They took care of that. Luggage suddenly appeared. Well, not suddenly, of course there was a process, but it appeared in the school. And while our students didn't have any clothing, they gave them money to go to a store, and they took them to a store to go shopping so that they would have money for sorry, not money, clothing for those days. I know that it is part of the insurance that we pay with the Smart Stack and all of that, but BEO World made it happen. Okay, that's why I really suggest that you go with the BEO agency. I know that in other kind of arrangements, you're gonna find the ticket a little bit cheaper, but in my experience, it has been worth it to travel with BEO. Accommodations, oh my God, you have no idea what this is about. Accommodations means every place where the students are going to stay. The first year that we traveled, our students went to the extension in Paris, and we stayed in a hotel. And they were really happy because they didn't have to make their beds. They didn't have to do anything. There was a lady that would come and clean the room and so on. So when we got to London, or to that time it was in Royal Hospital, I don't remember, in Ipswich. It was late at night. So we just went into the rooms, we placed everybody where they had to be, and we went to bed. The next morning, I opened my cell phone and I see a huge list of emails complaining about the place. Parents complaining, and I was like, what did I miss, right? So I went to talk to the students, and they were really angry because this was a horrible place, and the beds are terrible, and it smells funny, and the lighting is horrible. And I was like, we're in a boarding school. We're not in a 5-star hotel. This is what a boarding school looks like. But the thing is that I said, okay, we're gonna talk about this later. Now you have to get ready. We have to go have breakfast. So we started walking towards the cafeteria, and my students were mesmerized by the views and the landscape. Royal Hospital is still placed in such a beautiful location that everything that happened in the rooms was immediately forgotten. Thank God. I really have to thank God, because they wrote to their parents that they were wrong. That sorry, that they were just shocked by the differences in accommodations, but that the place was beautiful. So as a suggestion, just let your students know where they are going to stay. On the internet, you can find a lot of pictures of the different schools in London, in the UK, and you can show them where they're going to stay. Also tell them about the food. The food is not bad, it is just tasteless, okay? If we compare the food in the UK with the food in America, huge difference. The food in the UK is tasteless. Nothing that a little salt cannot fix, but students, the first day they start serving a lot in their plates, and then they leave half of it because they didn't like it. So make sure you also tell them about the kind of food they're gonna get so that they are ready for that. I did it in the last time that we went. Well, actually we have gone 4 times, so the shock was on the first, and I did it on the following 3 times, and believe me, the experience changed 100%. Transportation, be punctual. English people are really, really punctual. So if they tell you, we're gonna be at the buses at 8, be there at 10 minutes to 8, okay? They are not gonna let you board unless your entire team is together. And if 2 people from your team are missing, you're gonna be left outside until the entire team is together. And then when you go into the bus, you're gonna get the typical in America, la tortuga llega tarde otra vez. That's typical. So you would get it because students really, really enjoy doing that. Or you're gonna be sitting all scattered. So it's less probable that you're gonna have control over your students. Another anecdote I have from transportation is that my students used to make a lot of fun of me, because every time we got on the bus, I would go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, okay, everybody's here. And then we would get down of the bus, and I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they were really, really making fun of me, because they say, Miss, are you gonna count us again? But I counted them so that I was sure that the whole team was there, that I hadn't lost anybody. I'll tell you about losing students in a while, okay? But count them so you are sure that everybody is there, okay? The minute you suspect somebody's missing, tell somebody from staff, okay? So that they can help you find this student. But hopefully none of this is gonna happen, okay? The field trips. Field trips are beautiful, fun, enlightening, but they can also be very risky, okay? When you go to the cities, the problem is not that big because the nearby towns are small. So there's not really that much space to walk around. Everybody is nearby. And when you go to Westfield Mall, or there's another mall, I don't really know the name right now, I forgot it, but there's another mall. When you go to the malls, there's no big problem because all the stores are inside the same building. So you just have to find a meeting point and everybody's gonna be in the same place. However, when you go to Oxford Street, those of you who have gone to Oxford Street know what I'm talking about, okay? It's a huge street, huge, blocks and blocks and blocks of stores. There you can find any kind of store. You're gonna find Superdry, Lily White's, you're gonna find Zara, you're gonna find Mango, you're gonna find Apple Store, Primark, H&M, Guess, Calvin Klein, L'Occitane, you mention it, it's there, okay? So what happens is that if you keep the group together and you're gonna go with all the group to one store and then with all the group to another and all, you won't have enough time because you have like 2 hours to go shopping and you're not gonna have enough time. So what most teachers do is that they tell them, okay, go shopping and we're gonna meet here at Mango, for example, at a certain time. And they do that. So this is where I lost my team, you know? So it was one of the last days we went shopping and my students decided to go shopping. But the other teacher and I, we decided that we didn't have any more money. And two, it was too tiring. So we decided to meet at Mango at 5 p.m. because we had to go back to Burger King at 5:30. So we went and we told them, we're gonna meet here in Mango at 5. So our students were shopping and with the other teacher, we went to Starbucks, which is right across the street from Mango. So we were having coffee and waiting. And when it was 5 minutes to 5, we started walking by and we got to Mango and we were there, 5, 5:01, 5:02, 5:03, 5:04, 5:05, and we were like, where are our students? Nobody showed up. It was 5:10 and nobody showed up. So we started freaking out. Suddenly another teacher from Brazil was walking by and we asked them to tell the other person, the staff, the BO staff, to please tell them that we had lost our team. So we started walking around the place trying to look for our students and we couldn't find them. When we saw our staff member coming towards us and he said, we said, oh my God, we lost our team. Here in Guatemala, the women's prison is called Santa Teresa. So the first thing that came to my mind was telling him, I'm gonna go to Santa Teresa as soon as I go back to Guatemala because I thought I had lost my team. But he says, relax, your team is with me. And I was like, what? All my nervousness suddenly became anger. But I can go on about this, but the thing is that you have to be clear about the meeting points and make sure you tell your students that you are never going to leave without them. What happened was that they got there 10 minutes to 5. And since we weren't there, they decided to go to the next meeting point. But they never told us, they never did anything. So we were really, really worried. Now I can laugh about that adventure, but that day, believe me, I wasn't laughing. I was so scared. But it's nice, okay? You need to know about these things so that you know how to act and how to prepare. And it has been really fun ever since, okay? This is a little bit of what has worked for us, okay? And I don't want to wrap up without leaving you with this quote. It is important to get to the finish line, but don't forget to enjoy the ride. This is the most important part, people, to enjoy the ride. If you're not having fun, or if you don't feel like you're into it, no, is not my thing, I'd rather do something else, then change group leader. The group leader has to be a person that is going to enjoy this. Is going to enjoy the process. Is going to enjoy sleeping late. Is going to enjoy encouraging students. That's important. Of course, we want to win. All of us want to win, and that is definite. But you need to have fun and transmit that fun to your students because that's what is going to make this adventure memorable. Okay? So I really, really hope to see all of you in our next week. And have fun, compete, and be the best team win, okay? Thank you very much for being with me today.
Thank you very much, Laura. I think that's amazing, not only for me, but for everyone. Either you have been already to WE or you haven't, and this might be your first year. I think it was very helpful and you gave us different insights and tips that we can use. So right now I'm going to check the chat and I'm going to remind everyone, if you have a question, if you have a comment, anything you would like to know from Laura and make the best of her experience and everything she's been through, I think this is the moment for you to come out and say it if you want to raise your hand or if you need anything. But I just wanted to say, Laura, everyone is really happy and they are sending greetings from around the world, from Honduras, from Costa Rica. I think this is a really, really nice opportunity from everyone from Mexico to get to know each other. As you mentioned it before, I think many of you might get to meet in WE, and many of you might not because we have different campuses, as you mentioned, and you have to stay in different places. But I think it's a really nice opportunity for everyone to be here today. So I'm really thankful that you gave us the time and that you shared our experience with us. It was amazing. So we have greetings from Colegio de la Mora in Mexico, from Colegio Miravalle in Costa Rica, from Colegio Internacional de la Asunción in Paraguay. So everyone around the world is just really happy to be here today.
Okay, thank you. Please say hi to Susana in Colegio Miravalle.
Yeah, I think that's a really important part that we also like to mention, that teachers become kind of a family around the world from BEO. They get to know each other, they meet, they share their experiences, and I'm sure that you have the experience and the opportunity to meet different people from around the world and your students as well. And I think it's life-changing experience. You have seen it firsthand, so thank you for sharing. Amazing presentation, I agree. So the comments are really, really happy and excited, everyone, for being here. I don't know if we want to say anything else, Laura, share a little bit of what the experience has meant for your students or the biggest change that you have seen in them.
Well, I have a success story, well, several, but the one that has impacted us the most was one of our students that went in 2017. She was really shy, she was an introvert. She went to WE, or we chose her to go to WE because we needed her to become more outgoing, to be able to speak up, to be more independent. So she went to WE that year, and that year we also became champions. As you said, we have been champions in 2016, 17, and 18. And when she came back, her mom and her dad told us, "What did you do with my daughter? This is not my daughter. She has totally changed." She changed so much that last year she became president of the student government at school. She was a president. So I have seen firsthand the changes that we can make in our students, the positive changes that we can make in our students. And I really, really encourage all of you out there who are still debating on whether to go or not, go. You're not gonna regret it. And your students are not gonna regret it. It's an awesome adventure.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. I think that is an amazing story, and I think we have many of those stories going around our different schools or at different competitions. And
thanks.
I'm really, really happy that we got to share our time with you today and that you share a little bit of what you have been through. It's been really great, and I think we have everything very clear because we don't have any questions.
No questions, thank God.
But yeah, if you're debating or whether or not to go to WE, and if you want to speak with Laura or you want to get some more information, do not hesitate. We can give you her contact, her email address, so that you can contact her. Remember that we're going to have this uploaded to YouTube, and we're going to have also the presentation emailed to you if you want it, if you want to check it out, if you want to remember the little tips that she gave us. So thank you very much, Laura, and thank you everyone for coming. We're really happy that you got to spend time with us today. And please remember that we still have 2 more days of these amazing sessions. Laura is going to be speaking with us on Friday morning again. So if you missed the beginning or you missed a little part and you want to join us again, please do. And thank you so much, everyone, for coming. Thank you, Laura. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
No, it was amazing. So thank you, everyone. And I hope to see you soon. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Nice being with you. Have a great day.